Expect to be surprised. Expect complexity. Expect a collision of activity spanning across the globe at the speed of information. What we will face in the next 5, 10, or even 30 years will reflect only a small part of what we have seen in these past years of war. What we will face in the future will be even more complex, an operational environment that creates an imperative to adapt, to change, to be innovative. But what does the future operational environment look like? We can expect to conduct a wide range of military operations, from regular to irregular warfare. Operations conducted in no less than 5 interdependent domains: land, sea, air, space, and cyberspace, and subject to a complexity of changing global factors: politics, economics, growing access to science and technology, and perhaps the most unpredictable factor of all, human interaction. Molded by culture, religion, and education, increasingly clustered in complex urban terrain and at an ever-increasing velocity. These realities play out every day in places such as Afghanistan, Syria, Iraq, Ukraine, North Korea, Iran, and Northern Africa. But imagine more. Imagine complex combinations of regular and irregular forces using terrorism, criminal enterprises, and technology to force their will upon us. Imagine hybrid threats that avoid conflict in the open, work through proxies and criminal networks to attack our strengths and apply our technologies against us. Imagine an enemy with no bounds, exploiting the ease of technology transfer to gain capability overmatch in cyber operations, long-range artillery, and anti-armor capabilities, and leveraging the proliferation of weapons of mass destruction. An enemy empowered by the ever-increasing momentum of human interaction. Never before has the planet been so connected, so continuously, with information moving so rapidly across the globe. It shapes how we view and respond to crises anywhere in the world. It reduces the time we respond from years and months to days and even hours. And it drives the world we find ourselves in, both today and into the future. In this world, we must be prepared to face a wide-ranging combination of threats, from near-peer nuclear states to non-state actors driven by radical ideology and armed with weapons of mass destruction.
We see the harbingers of future conflict today in these so-called hybrid threats. And these are combinations of state and non-state actors. And what I think is particularly noteworthy about the future operating environment is that today we see non-state actors, transnational terrorist organization and insurgent groups and other illegal armed groups, they now have capabilities previously associated only with the fielded forces of nation states. And that's because of the ease of technology transfer. It could be because states sponsor some of these groups and provide them with advanced weapons. But our Army in the future and our joint force in the future is going to have to operate against these hybrid enemies in complex environments. If you think of war as a game of, rock, paper, scissors, if you show up with a rock, you better have paper ready to go.
We may not be able to predict the threat ahead, but an army with leaders and soldiers who can think quickly, adapt, and innovate in fast-paced, confusing, and ambiguous situations can win in a complex world. Today, the U.S. Army Training and Doctrine Command, TRADOC, designs tough, realistic training to replicate the complex operational environment our soldiers will face on the next battlefield. This is where our investment starts, with a soldier ready when our nation calls, leaders and soldiers able to adapt to emerging situations and innovate in front of the problem. This is our advantage, the American soldier, employing the full spectrum of national power. This is our duty, to win in a complex world.